I'd like to bring up Eli Gonzalez. Eli, where are you at, sir?
She calls me daddy, I don't even know her mama. She gon' do it for some Dolce Gabbana.
Did you guys like that? I don't want to brag, but I'm kind of a big deal. I'm TikTok famous. That video got 1.7 million views. Didn't do anything for me, but my daughter's like the coolest girl in school, which is pretty awesome. My name is Eli Gonzalez. I am a ghostwriter and publisher. And I want to say how happy I am to be here. And I mean that two ways. I'm happy to be here at Real Talk, but I'm happy to be here present. Let me explain. So at this time last year, I was battling through stage 3 throat cancer. And it was bad. It got ugly. It got ugly fast. After about 3 weeks, I had lost 25 pounds. Well, after 3 weeks, I started to drop. Then I lost 25 pounds in about 30 days. It's in the throat. So I had radiation treatment, 35 rounds of radiation treatment in my throat. So after a little while, I couldn't speak. And then I couldn't eat. I had to be fed through a feeding tube. And I lost that weight, and I lost my energy, and I had to get carted with a wheelchair to my appointments. And I didn't think it could get any worse, but then I get a blood infection. They rushed me to the hospital, and I'm 1 point away from my white blood cells of requiring a potentially life-saving blood transfusion. That's me just last year. That's in November of last year. That's me in the hospital bed. And so it's about 1 in the morning, and I prayed to God in my head. I couldn't talk. I prayed to God in my head, and I said, God, if you're going to take me, just take me. Don't draw this out for my family. Don't do that to my kids. I don't want to see my daughter's bottom lip trembling as she's trying to put on a brave face for daddy, and then hear her crying when I'm throwing up in the bathroom. I'm 50. I've lived a great life. I've laughed a lot. I've loved a lot. Just take me. And I went to bed praying not to wake up. About 3 hours later, I wake up, and the first thing I think is, why am I still here? And as I thought about it, I said, yeah, but Eli, if you go now, really, what did you do with the time that you've already been given? And I started to think, and I was like, I started to lament on all the time I spent playing games on my phone. Who can relate? All the times I spent binge watching shows on Netflix, doing things for mild amusement. And now my time is almost up, and I have the audacity to say, take me after I wasted my time. I made another prayer that night in my head. It's about 4 in the morning. And this time, guys, like, it's okay if I get real, right? I know it's a business conference, but it's okay if I get real, right? This time in my head, I'm like screaming, God, don't take me. Give me another chance. I promise to value my time, to live a life of intentionality. I'm here. God is good. My doctors were good. I'm 100% cancer-free. So when my daughter came outside the room about 2 months ago, it's a Saturday, I'm working from home, she shows me this TikTok dance. How many of you guys know TikTok? Really popular with the younger guys, right? And she shows me this dance. I'm working from home. I look at it. Oh, that's cute, honey. She goes back into her room, and I keep working. And then I remember I told myself I'd be different. I told myself I'd be better. Trinity, come out. Show me that dance. Dad, you're not going to learn this dance. I used to have moves back in the day. Show me the dance. Now, it took me a little longer than I expected to learn it, but I did it, and I was present. I was present. 1.7 million views. If you have any 12-year-olds, they probably think I'm the coolest thing in the world. I'm going to ask you guys for these next 15 minutes to be present. Be very, very, very present right now. It can shift the trajectory of your life. I'm here because somebody needs to understand that you need a book. Look, man, if you want to be a big dog, you can't bark like a chihuahua. You need a louder bark. Everybody's faking it. Everybody's faking it like they've made it. Everybody's faking like they've made it, but we see through it. We see through it. You know who the guru here in Tampa is for real estate? I don't either. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So I wrote a book for a guy, a realtor. He'd been, by the way, I'm a ghostwriter. I was the senior ghostwriter for the largest Christian publishing company in the world, and as such, I've had the privilege to write books for ministry leaders known all over the world, for some political conservative leaders. Up to date now, I have my own publishing company with certified ghostwriters and editors. I personally have written 83 books for other people. By the way, my cancer story, after writing so many books for other people, this year I launched my book. You guys ready for the title? The Fierce Urgency of Now. The Fierce Urgency of Now. I think I have like 10 of them there. The books are free, by the way, but for me to sign it, it's $10, and you can't get the book without the signature. Cheesy line, but I say it all the time. You need a book. You can't throw a rock in Miami and not hit 5 realtors. What makes you different? Well, I give special attention to detail. Shut up. Shut up. Well, I really care. Shut up. They can call me at any time. Shut up. What makes you different? Everybody that's any good does that. What makes you different? I wrote a book for a guy in Tampa. Been in the business for 30 years. When the market crashed a couple times, people ran for the hills. He stayed there. He says to me, Eli, man, there's these young guys coming up, and they're selling $1 million homes. I have my niche, but I mean, how can they do that? If I write a book, do you think I can sell $1 million homes? And I told him, no. But if you hire me to write your book, and we put a plan around it, so we wrote the book for him. The subtitle of the book is By Tampa's Real Estate Guru. You want to know who the real estate guru is in Tampa? My client. You know why? He's got a book that says it. So what his friends used to make an introduction making fun of him, oh, here comes the guru, became a real introduction. No, I don't care who you're talking about. You got to talk to my friend. He's the guru. When he sends his information, it's got a link on Barnes & Noble. There's pictures of him signing books at Barnes & Noble stores. Credibility that you just cannot make up. I wrote a book for a broker, RE/MAX guy, and there's a lot of different reasons to write a book. There's a lot of different ways books can help you. And basically, actually, we got the CEO of RE/MAX. I interviewed him to write the foreword for the book. Basically, he didn't sell a book. His ROI came in because he's got 5. He wrote the book to show how he treats his people. Because of that, he's gotten 5 brand new killer teams that work for him now. Whether you're a realtor, whether you're a broker, you need a book. So anybody can write a book, right? But the problem is not everybody can write a good book. So I have a 7-step story arc process, and I'm only going to give you guys 2 right now because we won't have time for the rest. Step number 1, so the problem that most people do when they start to write a book is that I wrote this book because of this. Look at my sales. I've been in here for so long. You know what? People that don't know you, they don't care. And they start their book the wrong way. We don't care about you. When we start to read a book, especially a business book, what we care is, do you know me? Do you know what I'm going through? So my step 1 is normalcy. You have to establish normalcy. And this is the Hollywood-proven method on how they do blockbusters. I have 11 New York Times bestsellers to my credit. Normalcy, right? So you see any movie, the first 10 minutes is normalcy, right? So romantic comedy, you see the woman, she goes to dinner by herself. She goes to weddings by herself. You know, if it's a thriller, you see how much the guy loves his wife, loves his kids, right? Frodo lives happily in the Shire. Harry Potter's under the stairs, right? It's all, I'm a nerd, right? So I'm a writer, sorry. So they establish normalcy. Now the trick is, if you're writing a business book, how do you establish normalcy? If it's like an autobiography, that'd be easy. Where you were born, your siblings, right? The way we do it is you take your avatar, right? You take the people that need your book. What are they going through? What are their challenges? And then the way I teach it is you cast a wide net. You cast a wide net, right? So if it's a book on sales, and I'm going to freestyle here. If it's a book on sales, maybe you're sick and tired of working salary but not making commission. You're working 60 hours and you're still not meeting goal. Maybe you're sick and tired of this automation that's coming out, and you feel maybe this, maybe that. So that when the people that you're helping with your book, when they read it, that's the normalcy. It's relatable. Hey, that's me. That's my normal life. Now, first chapter, guys, if anybody wants to write a book, should be about 1,200 words, nothing too big. Everybody's got ADD. You got to write a real short first chapter. And remember, I haven't said anything about you yet, the author. It's not about you. Otherwise, that book's not going to have any legs, right? But if people can identify themselves, that's normalcy. So then step 2 is what I call a chance happening. And again, this is in every movie, right? Liam Neeson's daughter gets taken. I'm going to find you, and I'm going to kill you. It's a horrible impression. I don't care, right? So in the romantic comedy, the guy comes in, and it's an awkward meeting. Maybe they're rivals, but the movie takes off, right? Harry Potter, the big guy, comes with a bike. He gets him out of from the stairs. You're a wizard, Harry, and the things just take off. Now, how do you do a chance happening in a business book? We do it very simply. It's at the bottom of chapter 1, and we say something like this: contained in this book are the answers you've been searching for. And then you put it on the reader. That should you allow it to manifest into action, it's going to change your generational legacy. It's going to change the trajectory of your future. It's going to change your appearance. Whatever it is, it's going to change. Somebody reads the first chapter like that, you got them. Now in chapter 2, you could talk about how great you are. So I charge $20,000 to write a book. I'm going to make you guys, some of you guys, I'm going to make an irresistible offer. I can't teach you guys how to write a book right now. Maybe all of you don't want to write a book. I think probably you all should. But now I'm just going to make you guys what I think is an irresistible offer. For me to ghostwrite a book is $20,000. I have a team of certified ghostwriters. We charge anywhere from $12,000 to $10,000. And I want to give a special offer for those of you killers here who are ready to do something great. First, I want to remind you guys, this is not only the last 3 months of the year, this is the final quarter of the decade. What have you done this decade? Have you done what you said you would do? Have you become the person you told your kids you're going to be? Have you lost those 30 pounds that you started the decade thinking you were saying you were going to do? This is it. This is the last quarter of the decade. What have you done with your time? More importantly, how are you going to start the next decade? What are you going to do different? What's going to differentiate you? What's the plan, guy? What's the plan? The same thing? Okay. You're going to get run over. The same thing that everybody does? Okay. How are you going to start the next decade? So listen, I'm going to give a special offer for just 5 realtors. 5 people that understand. And I don't have to finish that sentence, because if you don't get it, you don't get it. But we will put a book in your hands, put a plan around it for you to dominate your region. For only 5 realtors, a special price of $5,000. January 2020, you will start the next decade as a boss. As a boss. Why are you here at the conference? Why do you watch the YouTube videos that you do? Why do you try to get inspired? Why? If it's not to take action, why? You will have your book that my team will write for you in 2020, January 2020, and start off the next decade like a stone cold killer. Only $1,000 down gets you in. trying to make it as easy as possible, trying to really add value. Only $1,000 down gets you in. The sixth person that goes there, the price is 10 grand. This is only for 5 people who are ready to take action. And I'm gonna close with this. Maybe about 8 years ago, I was on vacation with my family, and my oldest daughter, who's still a little young at the time, it's about 3 in the afternoon. She says, "Dad, can we get up early tomorrow and watch the sunrise?" I'm like, "Sure." You know, it's vacation. It's 3 in the afternoon. I wasn't thinking how late I was going to be up and all that stuff. So I go to bed really late. The alarm clock rings. First thing I do is I hit snooze. 10 minutes later, the alarm clock bothers me again. I hit snooze again, right? It rings again. I'm about to hit snooze, and I'm like, she's going to be so disappointed. My head is hurting. I don't want to get up. But I got up, woke her up. She kind of bounced right up. We go there, and we watch the sunrise. I have my coffee. She has a hot chocolate. And we didn't have a heart-to-heart conversation. We didn't talk much, but it was really, really cool. My daughter grows up, became a little wild child, and we had a falling out. We hadn't talked for about 6 months. And then I got the diagnosis. And I was wondering if we would talk. And she sends me a text of a sunrise. That's not the picture. We didn't take any pictures that day, but she sends me a text of the sunrise. And the caption with the sunrise is, "We got this." It's okay if I'm real, right? What I want to impress about you, and we have a phenomenal relationship now. What I want to impress upon you, you've been hitting the snooze button. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. It's uncomfortable, but it's time to get up. You'd rather keep on going through cruise control. Your life might be good enough, but this is a wake-up call. It's time to get up and catch the sunrise and make big things happen. Guys, my name is Eli Gonzalez. Thank you so much for your time.